Hello everyone, I've got a couple of new accounts for you tonight that have come in through a BBR investigator from the Penford area, which is very close to Cannock Chase, but not actually on the chase itself, but it does tie into the Cannock Chase cases that you know of. Our next few reports take place in the Midlands, on the outskirts of Cannock Chase. One of the oldest reported sightings in the area happened on the Shropshire Canal, the first being in 1879, when a man riding his horse home was attacked by a man-monkey as he crossed the bridge over the waterway. The huge creature was seen again in 2002 and was described as a huge, black, hairy monkey by a man on a boating holiday with his family. A gentleman contacted me via email and is a regular listener to my podcast, and he had a couple of cases he thought might be of interest to me. I will also be interviewing him about the sightings I'm going to share with you now in depth and his own personal experience that he had there. I have a couple of reports that I think might be of interest to you, Deb. Firstly, I decided to share this one particular interview report with you as it happened on the canal, just other side of Penford Nature Reserve, and the witness was wild camping behind a canal side wall that was surrounded by some large pipes. The way the pipes were set up meant they had stone at the bottom of them and metal bars on top of which two were missing. When he was camping there, he saw something really weird. As it was December, the trees were mostly bare of leaves, and the witness said he could see straight across the lane above the canal, and from there he could partially view two individuals at first, from what he eventually worked out was a group of 5 people. He sat watching the strange figures up until they left, and he saw the 5 people get into 2 vehicles. He said he could clearly see flickering flames, and he distinctly heard the fluttering of wings, as well as, disturbingly, simultaneous chanting in what he said was a language he did not know, but he was sure that it was not English. When he climbed out and went up the lane and down the dirt track, he said he found 5 ducks that were positioned in a sort of circle that all had their heads removed. They were placed feet together, wings down flat against the body, and the necks all pointed outwards, except one that was upside down compared to the others. Then a strange coincidence happened. I got an email on Friday from a lady who lives just 5 minutes walk from the canal, and she had her own experience to share. She explained that she was crossing the canal bridge, which is about 10 minutes walk from the Penford Nature Reserve, where the strange robed figures were seen. It was one night in January when she was there, and she saw what she described as a monkey sort of man thing, which jumped down the side of the bridge to the canal side. She was really shocked, and she said about 20 seconds later, she clearly heard again what she described as an evil, demonic sounding, exaggerated moan and laughter that just had a horrible feeling to it. I will, of course, bring you more on these reports in full. Not too far from the canal mentioned is the Midlands town of Rugely, and it's a place that already has a Wolfman report or 2. A new sighting report was recently made by a YouTube listener when he shared his experience that took place in 2013. The report was made by Cryptid Roost, and he said, I live in Staffordshire, around 10 to 15 miles from Cannock Chase. It's well known in these parts that there's not only werewolf dogman in the chase, but also supposedly a black-eyed kid. Looking back on things, I used to cycle one of the main roads late at night through the chase, coming back from work. This was back in 2013 when I worked at Amazon. I used to hate cycling there. Back then, I knew there was supposedly a big cat in the area, and that used to totally freak me out. I remember one night while cycling down the road, I was going towards Stafford, and an owl started hooting, and it was so sudden it freaked me out. Then, to make things worse, it seemed like it was following me, as periodically I could still hear the owl. Whether it was there as a protector, mythology says as much, whether it was trying to call in the big cat or dogman for a 2-wheel snack, I don't know. As soon as I could, I got out of there. He went on to add, on the outskirts of the chase, there is, if memory serves me correctly, a German military cemetery. It's rumoured that this is where the werewolf or dogman is supposed to be residing. I know a few years back, some guys tried to do a sort of ghost hunt there, and they also heard these rumours. And at some point, they heard a loud howl, and they got out of there fast, and they were totally, totally scared. The area next to the nature reserve, what they're discussing, is one where the very first Shropshire Canal man-monkey case came in the 1800s. And then again in 2002. Both were seen by men, obviously very, very far apart in time. One man was travelling over the bridge in the 1800s and he saw the man monkey. And the other guy was on a canal barge going underneath the bridge on a holiday with his family in 2002 and he saw it. So I'm unsure if this is connected in any way. I don't really know, to be honest. It's also, in the report I've just given you, mentioned the Rugely area. And that's another area close to Cannock Chase that has a number of werewolf and dog-man sighting reports there. So I'll keep you up to date if anything else comes in, and I will be interviewing this chap, and I will bring you the interview as soon as it's done.